This meeting is being recorded.
Welcome to the February 24th, 2022 API Server Network Proxy / Cloud Provider Extraction Working Group meeting. This is part of the CNCF and the Kubernetes project. We are expected to meet all of the rules and regulations of such, most of which amount to please be kind and considerate of your fellow contributors. So the first item we have on our agenda has to do with leader migration. Jared, do you want to go ahead and lead off?
Sure, thank you. So leader migration is going to be GA in this release cycle, 1.24 to be exact. I've already finished up the testing part. We have tests in KOPS which do the rolling upgrade of HA cluster to upgrade that from KCM to KCM plus CCM, and then do a rollback. Then there's like an observer in data plan to assert that the control plan is available throughout the process, and no controller is running under like two controller managed at the same time, which is like everything we need for like the testing part. So yeah, like the testing part is done. So I'm calling for other cloud providers to provide some other signals. Like if you are using that, I mean that works for you.
So I guess
I saw your test there, and it looks like you set it up so that we can add like it wouldn't be too difficult to add to the script to also test AWS using the same COP stuff.
Yeah, that's true. However, I'm having some issue like running that on other clouds, so some expertise will be really appreciated.
Yeah, I can. Yeah, let's definitely do that.
Okay. On Azure, I would suggest, in addition to working with Elmico, you may want to reach out to Bridget Kromhout.
Okay. Bridget, noted.
Give me 1 second. So that's Bridget has been one of our better contacts within Microsoft. So you should be able to get hold of Bridget on, hey, how you doing, Elmico? So you should be able to get hold of Bridget on Slack. My guess is she's going to want to check with someone else, but I think in addition, I mean, it's great if Elmico can get you the OpenShift testing of Azure, but it would be nice to also see if we can get the managed Kubernetes solution tested, and for that, your best bet is going to be Bridget.
Thank you for the information. I'll be sure to take it out.
Hey, sorry for being late here. I guess what would be the most helpful? Because I was kind of curious about this. Like, would you want to see logs from like the KCM and then the CCM as we do the migration? Like, what is there anything you'd like to see, I guess, to help like support the case here?
So like there should be two ways of doing that. So first, there's like existing automated test running on GCE. However, it should be relatively easy to run on other cloud provider, because the whole KOPS thing is like to allow the administrator to deploy the cluster to different cloud easily. So if possible, you can somehow try to add this script, to add support for other clouds other than GCE to run the whole test case. using standard KOPS, kube test mechanism. And secondly, oh, sorry, please go ahead.
Yeah, so I was gonna say, if I could rephrase that, Jared, I think what Jared's saying is at a minimum, the requirements are we get someone who can testify that it worked. So if you could do that, that's the minimum, that would be great. The above and beyond that would be even better, and I think that's better for everyone, including you, would be if you could model the tests, the COPS tests that Jared's already built to run on OpenShift. Jared doesn't have easy access to run those tests on other cloud providers. So if you've already got the expertise and the account set up, that probably makes it a lot easier. Is that essentially what you were trying to say, Jared?
Right. Yeah, that's a very good summary. Thank you. Like in addition, I just want to add a few points. So the test is running using kube test. So like any standard kube test mechanism should be working as fine.
Okay. And then is the test currently in the like infra tests or something like that? Or where could I find the current test, I guess?
All right. So like I have a dashboard for that, and there's a test case. It's actually called scenarios, but you can see the script is just invoking kube test. You see the can you see the agenda? Yeah, I got a dashboard and the script. Yep, this one.
Are
So
you
this one is
okay? There we go. Cool.
You guys seeing my screen?
Yep.
Yeah, I'm seeing it.
So I think that's what you're referring to, correct, Jared?
Right. Thank you.
Yeah, can you open up the run test.sh link really quick, just so I can remind myself?
This one, so like this one, the test is based on kube test 2. So we just need to set up cloud provider and to set up some like a few parameters regarding the cloud provider, and it should be good to go. For example, for GCE, we want to set zones and other kind of zones and service account options. And we need to export feature flag because GCE supports alpha in KOPS. For other cloud, we should only need to set zones.
All right, I will try to see if I can get this to work. Just for full transparency, the way that we're deploying these things in OpenShift now is that we've written an operator that controls how we deploy the CCMs, and we're allowing that operator to like actually invoke the migration mechanisms for us on the KCM. So what we have is we have our own feature gate because we've released this as like a tech preview to our customers, and so we have a feature gate that allows us to turn on the migration to CCM. So what I can probably do to start with is just like I can confirm that the migration is working through the mechanisms we have now. And then I can try and get this kube test 2 to work, but I'll probably have to strip away some of the OpenShift pieces, in order to allow it to run. I'll see what I can do. I can't make any guarantees, but I'll give it a try.
Although I think that's great information. I mean, one of the things that suggests then is that there's one additional sort of cloud provider, or meta cloud provider that making sure this stuff works with your installation scripts is actually a valuable signal. So that's actually unexpected, but if it works, great to hear.
Yeah, I mean, that would be really cool to see. Like what I'll try and do is like, what I can do is like kind of set our cluster up to where it thinks it's about to transition and then run the kube test and see if it actually manipulates the transition for us.
Yeah, that's awesome. The other thing I will say on this one, Jared, this may be one of those places where Bridget may be able to be of great assistance.
I totally agree. And I brought this up in the channel and Bridget kind of responded, and I tried to kind of explain it to her a little bit. Because I think, yeah, if we could get people from Microsoft to take on some of this, that would be perfect, right?
Absolutely. All right. Did you have anything else, Jared?
I think that's a lot of information already for now. So yeah, thank you.
Yeah, no worries. All right, so just quickly, kind of a bit of an odd call out, but so API server network proxy is the old SSH tunnel replacement. And as oddly enough, Bridget has been pointing out the last few times she's been showing up, there's been a pretty big push for everyone to switch to IPv6. I know, as the person who's done most of the code reviews, that I have been trying to make sure that nothing got checked into the API server network proxy that would cause problems with IPv6. And I've certainly seen a few things like people assuming that they can just determine the port by looking for a colon, and the number after the colon is the port. So as far as I know, nothing like that has actually been allowed to merge, and we've managed to get all of that. But it would be good to actually test that that is all true. So I didn't know if anyone who's using IPv6 had tried using API server network proxy with either with IPv6 or, even more interestingly, with an IPv6 only network cluster setup. And then the other thing is I'm just going to generally look for volunteers. It would certainly be nice if we could find someone who could spend a little time and add some automated IPv6 tests to either or both the API server network proxy repo itself and its own isolated tests. And in fact, more to the point, to any sort of E2E tests that KK might have that use this. So I'm looking both, within Google, but also within the general OSS community. So I'll throw that out as an interesting problem if anyone happens to be doing some IPv6 stuff. All right, that's most of what I have. Did anyone have any other items they wanted to chat about? All right. Awesome. Thanks, everyone. And I'll go ahead and give everyone some time back.
Oh, thanks. Later.
Thank you.
Later.
Thank you.